Hey, real love, real life family. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm your real love, real life guide, and today we're diving into something many people struggle with but rarely talk about honestly. How to stop loving someone who keeps hurting you. The brutally honest truth. Before we begin, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. And remember, every week, I'll be giving a shout out to one of my amazing subscribers who watches all the way through, likes, comments, shares, and stays active in the community. And for my yearly loyal subscribers, you'll receive a big special shout out and free access to my mini course, How I Escaped the Cycle of Toxic Love, My Journey to Healing and Freedom. All links are in the description. My blog, my TikTok, my Instagram, my mini course. And if you need someone to talk to, you can book a one-on-one voice message session. Just message me on Instagram your situation, and I'll send you my advice and solutions in a personal voice note. All right, let's begin. There's a moment in every painful relationship where you realize you're loving someone who doesn't love you the same way. Or worse, someone who loves you in their own way, but keeps hurting you in the process. Maybe they pull away. Maybe they ignore you. Maybe they don't choose you the way you choose them. Maybe they say things that cut deep or make you feel small. And the hardest part isn't the pain, it's the attachment, that invisible connection that keeps you hoping they'll change, hoping they'll try, hoping they'll love you the way you deserve. If that's you, you're not alone. This video is for you. We don't stay because it feels good. We stay because we remember the little moments when it did. The laugh, the message they sent at the perfect time, the moment they said something that felt soft or gentle or warm. But here's the brutally honest truth. When someone hurts you more than they heal you, your heart becomes addicted to the potential, not the reality. And potential is one of the most dangerous things to fall in love with. You're not weak for holding on. You're human. You're hopeful, and your heart is trying to make sense of something that doesn't make sense anymore. Let me tell you a moment from my own life. A moment I'll never forget. I was sitting by myself one evening, and I asked myself a question that changed everything. Why am I fighting for someone who isn't fighting for me? That question hit me so hard that I went silent. Because deep down, I already knew the answer. I was scared to lose them. But I never stopped to realize they had already lost me, the moment they stopped trying. That moment became one of the biggest lessons of my life, and it's exactly why I created my mini course, How I Escaped the Cycle of Toxic Love, My Journey to Healing and Freedom. Because healing is possible, and walking away is possible, and choosing you is possible. The first step to stop loving someone who keeps hurting you is simple but painful. Accept what they show you, not what you hope they'll be. Your heart may argue, your mind may scream, but your peace never lies. When someone loves you right, you don't feel confused, you don't feel invisible, and you don't feel like you're begging for basic care. This is your sign to accept what's real. You should never have to fight to be understood. You should never have to convince someone that your heart is valuable. Love shouldn't feel like a job interview where you're trying to prove your worth. The right person will recognize your value without needing a presentation. Most people don't stay because they're in love. They stay because love became a habit. You got used to them, used to the conversations, used to the routine, used to the emotional roller coaster, but habits can be broken, and you are stronger than the cycle you're stuck in. Healing begins the moment you start pouring into you again. Do something you love. Write, read, pray, journal. Spend time with people who genuinely care. And if you need guidance, support, clarity, or just someone to listen, my one-on-one voice message session is always open. Message me on Instagram or email me, explain your situation, and I'll send you a detailed voice note with my advice and solutions. The link is in the description. Choosing yourself isn't selfish. Choosing yourself is returning home to the person you abandoned while loving the wrong person. It won't feel easy at first. but your future self will thank you for every step you take away from what keeps hurting you. Read this slowly. Real love feels peaceful, not painful. Real love makes you feel safe, not anxious. Real love adds to you, not drains you. These are truths that will never change. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Drop a comment below telling me what part of this message spoke to you the most. One of you will get a special shout-out in my next video for being active, supportive, and part of this Real Love, Real Life community. And for my Day 1 loyal subscribers, don't forget, someone will get free access to my mini course at the end of the year. Check out all links in the description for my blog, my TikTok, my Instagram, my mini course, my one-on-one voice message session. And right after this video, go watch my next one, How to Stop Loving the Wrong People and Finally Choose You, my true story. This is Real Love, Real Life. And remember, you deserve the kind of love that doesn't hurt you to keep. At the end of the day, stopping yourself from loving someone who keeps hurting you isn't about becoming cold. It's about becoming clear. Clear about who you are. Clear about what you deserve. Clear about the kind of love you will and will not accept. Healing doesn't happen overnight, but every time you step away from what breaks you and step closer to what builds you, you grow stronger, wiser, and more confident in the love you want for your future. Remember this: you are not hard to love. You are just loving the wrong person in the wrong season. Real love will never require you to lose yourself to keep someone else. If this message touched your heart, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload on Real Love, Real Life. Check the description for all the links: my blog, my TikTok, my Instagram, my mini course, How I Escaped the Cycle of Toxic Love. And if you need someone to talk to privately, my one-on-one voice session is open. Message me on Instagram or through email, and I'll send you a personal voice note response. And before you go, make sure you watch my next video, How to Stop Loving the Wrong People and Finally Choose You, my true story. Thank you for watching Real Love, Real Life. And always remember, choosing yourself is the first step toward the love you truly deserve. There was a woman named Aliyah. For 3 years, she stayed in a relationship that looked perfect on the outside, but felt heavy on the inside. You know the kind, the type where everyone says, "Y'all look good together," but inside your chest, something feels wrong. At first, the relationship felt like sunshine. He was sweet, attentive. He made her laugh. They talked every night until she fell asleep, and she believed, with her whole heart, that she had finally found her forever person. But slowly, things changed. Not all at once, just little by little. Like a book with pages quietly tearing themselves out. He stopped texting back as fast, stopped checking in, stopped caring about the small things she cared about. At first she told herself, he's probably tired. He's stressed. It's just a phase. But the phase became a pattern, and the pattern became their relationship. The worst part wasn't the distance. It was how she blamed herself for it. Maybe if I love him harder. Maybe if I'm more patient. Maybe if I give him more time. Maybe if I don't complain. Maybe if I stop asking for too much. She didn't see what was happening. She was shrinking herself just to make the relationship look bigger. One evening, something shifted. She walked into the kitchen and found a note he left on the counter. Not a love note, not a thank you, just a quick message saying he'd gone out with friends. Nothing wrong with that, except he had promised that night to be theirs. A rare night to reconnect, something she had been looking forward to, and in that moment, staring at the note, she realized something brutal. She was the only one fighting for the relationship. She sat at the table, quiet, but not sad, just still, like her heart was finally tired of running behind someone who wouldn't even turn around. For the first time, she asked herself a question she had been avoiding. If I stopped trying today, would he even notice? Tears didn't come. Anger didn't come. Just clarity, a calm, steady kind of truth. She packed her things the next morning, not dramatically, not emotionally, just peacefully. When he came home and asked, "What's going on?" she looked at him with a softness he didn't expect. She said, "I realized I've been loving this relationship alone, and I finally love myself too much to keep doing that." No yelling, no arguing, no begging, just a woman who finally remembered her worth. Leaving didn't fix everything overnight. She cried. She doubted. She wondered if she made a mistake. But every single day she grew a little stronger. She started journaling again, started reading again, started laughing, real laughing, again. She found herself becoming lighter, freer, more confident. 1 year later, she looked back and finally understood something. The moment she stopped fighting for someone else was the moment she finally started fighting for herself. And the love she has for herself today, it's deeper than anything she ever begged someone else for. Moral of the story: you don't have to stay where you're not being valued. You don't have to beg for effort, affection, or consistency. And you never have to explain your worth to someone who refuses to see it. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is walk away.